All right, let's get into it. When we talk about cybersecurity, it's easy to think of it as this big, scary, confusing cloud of hackers and viruses. But what if we could actually look at its DNA? Today, we're going to peel back the layers and look at the actual building blocks of any secure system, what we call security functional requirements.
And this quote from India's national cybersecurity policy is the perfect place to start. What's so interesting here is how it frames the entire goal. It's not just a technical problem about firewalls and code, it's a human one. The real endgame is to build trust and confidence in this digital world that we all depend on for, well, pretty much everything. So, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the big why this all matters. Then we'll dive into the blueprint for security and the two different types of controls. After that, we'll see how these abstract ideas actually play out in the real world before wrapping it all up.
Okay, first up, let's set the stage. Why is getting this structure right so absolutely critical?
While the policy is crystal clear on this isn't some optional extra. The security of cyberspace directly impacts, well, everything. We're talking national security, public safety, the entire economy. It really is a foundational priority for any country today.
So, with stakes that high, how does anyone even begin to build a solid defense? Well, you start with a blueprint. Let's take a look. This right here is our key idea for today. Think of security functional requirements like this. If you're building a fortress, you don't just tell the builders to make it strong. No way! You give them detailed plans specifying the exact functions you need. A drawbridge, reinforced gates, watchtowers, all designed to protect what's inside. That's what these requirements do for a digital system.
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The world of threats is massive, and it's changing all the time. If you try to defend against every single thing at once, you're going to end up with chaos. You need a structured plan. And that's where a standard like FIPS 200 comes in. It provides that essential structure. It basically takes the chaos and organizes it, breaking down this huge challenge into 17 distinct manageable areas. It's like a comprehensive checklist that makes sure you don't miss anything critical. Now, I know what you're thinking. 17 areas still sounds like a lot. But here's the cool part. We can simplify it even more by putting them into two basic groups. And understanding this difference is absolutely key. See, every single security requirement falls into one of these two buckets. You've got your technical measures, that's your firewalls, your encryption, all the hardware and software. But then you have management controls, the policies, the training, the people. And here's the real kicker. Most of these requirements are actually on the management side. So here are some of the heavy hitters on the technical side. These are the things that most people think of when they hear cybersecurity, right? Controlling who gets in, proving they are who they say they are, and protecting data as it zips across the internet. But then you look over here at the management side. And this stuff is just as important, if not more so. We're talking about training your employees, figuring out where your biggest risks are, having a plan for when things go wrong. This is the human and procedural glue that holds your entire security strategy together. And this quote from the legendary security expert Bruce Schneier just hits it out of the park. He absolutely nailed it. You can have the best technology in the world, but it's totally useless if an employee clicks on a phishing link or if there's no plan B when a system fails. Technology is a tool. It is not a magic wand. Okay, so theory is great, but what does this actually look like in practice? Let's connect that FIPS 200 blueprint to some real-world actions from government guidelines. So let's start with access control. The formal requirement sounds simple enough. Make sure only the right people can get to the right stuff and do only the things they're supposed to do. But what does that mean on the ground? Well, guidelines from Certain show us exactly that. It means you implement multi-factor authentication to make it way harder for bad guys to get in. It means you set up detailed access control lists. And it means you separate duties, so no one person has the keys to the entire kingdom. See? One requirement leads to multiple, very specific actions. All right, next up, identification and authentication. You can't really do access control until you do this first. Before you can decide what someone is allowed to do, you have to be pretty darn sure you know who they are. And in the real world, this means doing things like hooking into a secure single sign-on system. It's about basic hygiene, like making sure you disable all those default user accounts that come with easy-to-guess passwords. And it means you have to be actively watching, constantly checking logs for anything that looks fishy. Okay, one last example. Let's talk system and information integrity. The whole point here is to make sure the system itself is healthy and can be trusted, that it's free from bugs and protected from malware. And the day-to-day actions for this are all about good IT housekeeping. It means you only use authorized software to avoid hidden dangers. It means you automate your software updates to close security holes the moment a patch is available. And it means keeping an eye on critical files to see if anything has been changed without permission.
So we've gone from the 30,000-foot view all the way down into the nitty-gritty. Now let's zoom back out and really lock in the main takeaway from all this.
If you remember just one thing, make it this: good security is never just about one thing. It's a system that has to balance three pillars. You've got your people, who need training and awareness. You've got your process, which means having clear policies and plans. And you've got your technology, which are the tools that help enforce it all. Only when these three work together do you get something truly secure. And that really brings us to the final thought. Every single app you use, every website you go to, all of our critical infrastructure, it's all built on a foundation of these security requirements, whether they're done well or not so well. So the question I'll leave you with is this: how confident are you in the foundation of the digital world we all share?